Testing. Oh, all right. Is it working? Just waiting to see if it's working. Testing. Oh, all right. Is it working? Okay. Just waiting to see if it's working. Okay, iPad test is go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to something that is very uncommon, one of my streams. I think I'm alone right now, but to anyone who's watching in the future or who is not familiar, a few months ago in the summer, I played through all of Deltarune and all of Undertale because I wanted to read out loud the dialogue of these games. And it was great. But I'm not really a streamer habitually. I don't have a lot of video games to stream, and I don't have the equipment to stream a lot of games, so I took a little retirement. I came back briefly some time ago when the Undertale anniversary stuff came out, and that was fun. I read aloud the new stuff, and I played a little bit of the bonus content that was released for the sake of the anniversary. And then I got inspired to do another stream because something occurred to me. Toby Fox releases these newsletters every so often, and in September, I believe, and then recently in December, in both of those newsletters, he showed more content, specifically content with the mic characters that we first see in Chapter 4 in their mic room, and I decided, hey, I want to read out loud this dialogue. It's really meaty and interesting. So I thought, why the hell not? So I'm just going to check my voice a second. Specifically content with the mic character. All right, I'm gonna test my P's. Puh, puh, puh. I want to see if I peak the mic. Hey, I want to read out loud this dialogue. It's really. I have like a laptop iPad set up. I thought, why the hell not? So I'm just gonna check my voice a second. Yeah, a little delay. All right, I'm gonna test my P's. Puh, puh, puh. I want to see if I. All right, it's a little peaky, but not too peaky. When I listen to myself, I have such a bad habit of peaking. Anyway, going back to here, I'm on this YouTube page right now. It says Deltarune Chapter 5, Mike's Room with Tenna, full cutscene, autumn and winter newsletter. Thank you, Why Sweat for recording it. I'm going to read out the dialogue and have a little fun. And right now I'm alone. It says there's just one person in chat. That is just me on my iPad. But if anyone else is watching, feel free to comment. Now, without further ado, let's get into the scene. Ow. 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 Hey, boss, someone just knocked. You think that's Tenna? No way it's Tenna, rubber brain. If it was him, that knock would be more gloomy. Ow. 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 By the way, what the heck is this drink you got me? Battery acid. Battery? What? What the heck would make you think I'd drink that? Well, it's my theory, boss. Uses green, so you'd look good with a green drink. Theory? That's not theory, that's just... You think that just because something looks cool, that makes it correct? Yeah. Whatever. Ow. 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 Alright, that was scene number 1. Very short, and you can see why I didn't get the idea of reading this out just from the first one alone. Because it's not much, it's about a minute, and it's just very goofy and fun. And I do like it. I like that it... mics. My foot's falling asleep. Another reason I don't stream often now that summer's over is because I don't have a good setup. But anyway, we don't have much. We do have this interesting little revelation of the battery acid, because we know Queen can drink it. And so we just get further proof that other darkeners in this world can drink battery acid. It just might be a little stingy. Obviously, it's not poisonous. Green Pippins isn't dying. And yeah, there's not much aside from that. Other than the fact that the mics continue to live in your dark town. I need to find a seat or something. Now, this next scene that's coming up is... the next scene that I'm going to read aloud is the Winter Newsletter scene. And Toby Fox, I think, said this is something you can see in the game if you keep Tenna in your castle town. Now, I did not do that. I gave Tenna away to Mettaton's ghost. To Mettaton. Mettaton is the ghost. And I'm pretty happy about that. Even knowing that this upcoming content is something that I could only really come across in-game if I kept Tenna, so far I still don't regret it, because I like the idea of Tenna getting adopted to a loving home. But, wow, does this make some people mad they didn't keep Tenna? Because, oof. Now, I'm going to say a quick thing before I read the next scene. During the post-Chapter 3, Chapter 4 drop that we have been experiencing since it happened, you know, the fandom has created these little... their fandom around these three guys. Not a whole fandom, but the little niche appreciators of this guy, this guy, and this guy. And in the spaces I follow, they kind of got these nicknames assigned with them after their mini-games and Mike. So that this Batat, that's his mini-game. This guy's mini-game is Jongler, and this guy's mini-game is, of course, Pluie. And I noticed, as I was in these fandom spaces, that people would call them by those names, Batat, Jongler, and Pluie. And I never got into fights with people over this, but I would think to myself, what's the name of their mini-games? That's not really... the game never says that it's their names. You're just assigning their mini-game names to them. And it was almost as if this newsletter was there to show, hey, we read your mind. And no one in the chat, still just me. Alright, without further ado, let's get back to it. Guys, costumes, now! It's Tenna! Hey, this ain't fit. Who cares, rubber brain? Just put it on! Something feels off. Just roll with it, there's no time. Oh, Tenna, whatever do you need, my pal? Hey, Tenna, you's wearing the wrong costume too? That's not Tenna, you idiot! Why the heck you knock like that? You made us dress up! And you, are you ever gonna take that thing off? Hey, I'm talking to you! You, what was your name again? Look, I'm not saying that. Can't we just call you... Pluie? You want us to call you Pluie? You're Mike! Pluie's the name of the mini-game! Look, oh no. Hello? Someone needs a little antenna massage. It's Tenna! Everyone get your costumes on! Not you! Oh, where are you? Hey, where is he? Where's Pluie? I want to see my little Pluie! Pluie's the name of the game! His name's not Pluie, it's Mike! Hey, don't get lippy with me, Dice Boy! I know Mike better than you, and sometimes he is a cute little Pluie. Now bring him out, or I'm tightening your contract. Got it, boss. Oh boy, Mike. Now there's one guy who never lets me down. Hey, Tenna. Oh, Mike. You don't look very Pluie today. Yes, I don't feel very Pluie today. Well, a massage is a massage. I'll just close my eyes and imagine. Now feel free to climb up there and let her rip. Hey, Mike, when are you gonna start the, I'm not doing it. Huh? I'm not doing anything for you anymore. You always were a jokester, Mike. Not when you treat the people who work with you like expendable trash. Trash? Mike, you know I don't do that. I'm always, you know, adding lots of little, bonuses to their contracts. You know, paid fruit-flavored vacation, leftover glooby slime, you know. I know. I know what this is about. You told me. You told me you had a bad feeling about that contract. That he wasn't supposed to sign it. That he couldn't. And if he did, something terrible would happen. And even though I knew that, I still made him do it anyway. But how could it be my fault? I needed to be big. I needed it just as much as anyone else. How is it my fault he ran out on me? I could have helped him. I would have. We would have been big together. You cared about him too, Mike. That's why, since then, it feels like you're not really here. Everything is fake. When the curtain falls, everything just feels like playing pretend. You know what I mean, Mike? Can I see the part of the employee contract that stipulates fruit-flavored vacations? Oh, yeah, right here. I'm adding it. And the slime. Can't forget the slime. I can never forget the slime. You know, I think I need to go. Get more Pluey. Yeah, great idea, Mike, great! Chris? I don't know if it's just me, but the size of Mike's ass seems really variable lately. Keep an eye on that for me. Well, and that was the second newsletter scene from Winter. I realized as I was voicing, I wasn't really giving Tenna my usual Tenna voice. You know, coming straight from your house, a little more showman-y. I was so focused on giving the mics their voices, I kind of dropped the ball on Tenna. But, yeah, now that newsletter scene has a lot of lore. Speaking of which, I see in the chat, nobody's chatting, but there's one other person watching. Hello, one other person. I hope you had fun listening. I'm just going to go over the implicated lore, and if you want to give your comments, feel free. So, what lore did we see? So we learned a lot. We learned that Tenna obviously doesn't know that he has workers secretly being Mike, but he knows there's more. Well, it's less that he knows there's more than one of them, and he's aware that the Mike switches between forms, and that sometimes he wants Pluey. He does have favorites, and he does know they change, if not that they're three people. We also know that, like I mentioned, it's like the newsletter read my mind about the minigames not being their names and just addressing, yeah, technically their names aren't the minigames names, but Pluey wants to be Pluey. Who the hell cares? Like, that's the main message. Who the hell cares? Pluey's Pluey. You might as well call Green Pippin Batat and that one remote control jongler. Now, the more important lore. Mike and Spampton. Obviously, Tenna's talking about Spampton. And I'm just going to go back to certain lines here. Yeah, I know what this is about. You told me you had a bad feeling about that contract. So Mike was aware of the contract. Whoever Mike is, he was involved in this. He was involved in whatever Tenna and Spampton were doing with each other. And Mike warns Tenna that there's a bad feeling. At first when I saw this, I thought, oh, is Mike involved? Like, is Mike involved in whatever brought Spampton's fall from grace? And he could, but if Tenna's correct, then Mike might have wanted to stop it. Or if Mike was instrumental in it, he didn't want it going the way it went. You told me you had a bad feeling about that contract, that he wasn't supposed to sign it, that he couldn't. That he wasn't supposed to sign it, that he couldn't. I'm not going to reread the lines in the voice, I'm just going to go over. And if he did, something terrible would happen. Okay. So Mike predicted the fall from grace, knowing that it would happen if Spampton did it. So Mike knows things that they don't. And even though I knew that, I still made him do it anyway. Now this is interesting. With Chapter 3, we got more of a picture of Spampton and Tenna, and we just sort of assumed Spampton went off on his own. Spampton and Tenna were partners, buddies, and then Spampton left, and it was all Spamton, and Tenna was left behind. But here we see I still made him do it anyway. So Tenna pushed Spamton into doing whatever he did. It's not just Spamton lunging for the next big shot. Tenna was in on it and allowed him to do it. But how could it be my fault? I needed to be big. Yeah, there we go. I needed to be big! Spamton and Tenna both wanted to be big shots. It was a similar goal. Tenna was being selfish as well. How is it my fault he ran out on me? So Tenna pushes Spamton into doing something that somebody warned him would be a bad idea. But because they have a shared goal, he pushes Spamton into doing it instead of him. Probably planning that once Spamton succeeded, he would pull Tenna up. But Spamton didn't go for it. Why did Tenna push Spamton into doing it? Why didn't Tenna do it himself? Like, yeah, Spamton betrayed his trust and went off and then failed. But why didn't Tenna just want to do it himself? Why didn't he think of doing an equal partnership from the start? So, did Tenna also know a little in advance? Like, maybe Mike told him why it would be bad. Maybe Tenna knew why it would be bad and then didn't believe him, and then pushed Spamton into doing it, and then the worst came to pass. We would have been big together. You cared about him too, Mike. And again, Mike. Mike was a third in this. Spamton and Tenna were like the main duo, but Mike was the mutual acquaintance. Mike was the mutual friend, even. There's so much we learned, and then there's still so much we don't know. And one last thing I'll bring up before I stop the stream and the discussion is this part where he says he's adding the stipulations and the slime, can't forget the slime, and then that's when the scene slows dramatically, and he says, I can never forget the slime. One line that we know of Spamton in Chapter 2 is, friends abandoned you for the slime. We just thought that was, just a silly line. Some people connected it to the Glooby slime in Chapter 3, but even then it was just speculation and just a silly parallel. But here, Tenna is explicitly saying, I can never forget the slime. It has some drama to it. What does abandoning you for the slime mean? What is the slime? It is definitely not what I want it to be, which is a reference to Frank Zappa's song, I Am the Slime, which has a line which is literally, I am the slime from your video, oozing along on your living room floor. I am the slime from your video, check out the slime, people, look at me go. I mean, you could say the parallels, the slime is entertainment, just vapid things you watch. Ah, well, now we're getting into lore, but it's just a guess. Alright, well, thank you one other person for watching my stream. I very much appreciate it. There's nothing in the chat, so there's nothing I can say, nothing really I can do to bounce off of. I'll give you a second just in case you want to put something in, but if there's nothing in the chat, I might just end the stream here, which is a bit of a shame because I do miss streaming. I liked doing it in summer, making time for it, talking to people, and then that's just the way it goes. I ran out of Deltarune, I don't have much good equipment, and I just don't have a good setup space for it. Like, my foot is falling asleep, cramped in this position I am, hunched over my bed. But I do want to do it in the future. When Chapter 5 comes out, and I'm really hoping it's coming out later this year, I will definitely want to stream it. I'm going to play it by myself, and I'm going to find out how to get the egg, and I'm going to find out how to get the Shadow Crystal if there's another one, and then I'll play it on stream. So, yeah, okay, nothing in the chat. I think I'll just end it there. But thank you, everyone, for watching, whether it's that one other person who's here, or if you found my streams later. Thank you for paying attention. You can always comment in case you want to know how I'm doing, or if you want to know my plans for the future. And you can always subscribe on the off chance that I stream again. Thank you very much, and have a good night.